All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, also known as the Lashawan Kodash, Yahweh, which is the name of the Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus a so-called black man. When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. Okay? Now, they were playing down this pestilence, this bird pestilence, as if, there's nothing to be concerned of. Well, here it is. This is the third person that has been infected with this bird, pestilence, this year. Okay? And they say things are supposed to pick up going into the summertime. So we're going to see how this thing all plays out. Because while they giving you that, Trump trial, and now that he's been, indicted on all 34 counts and found guilty, and now he's supposed to be waiting, pending his sentence, which is supposed to be in July, here they are, ramping up the infection rate of this bird pestilence, okay? Now, this is the third person this year. All right. And all it's going to take is one incident where it becomes transmissible amongst humans, and then it's going to spread like wildfire. All right. So we keeping our eye out for that. All right. So this could be something, it could be nothing, but we're going to keep a watch out on this. Okay. Because this is what, could be spark to use to, further bring this place into utter chaos. All right. Now, this is the article from ABC7.com. And the headline reads, as another U.S. foreign worker tests positive for the bird, you see the word, expert assess transmission risk, okay? So now they're saying it's becoming a transmission risk now, okay? And we're going to go on to further read in this article some of the things that they say the signs and symptoms are. And up under the headline it says, is this avian influenza, you know the word, changing to become more transmissible? See, in the beginning they were like, this is no, need to be alarmed or worried because it's just spread amongst, animals. But now you're seeing more and more people, well, I ain't gonna say more and more, but you see another foreign worker getting infected with this, showing you that it might be more transmissible than what was actually thought in the beginning, okay? Because all it's going to take is one of these farm workers to get out in the open amongst, other people who don't have, what they're going to claim the jab, and because you don't have the jab, now you're more susceptible to this pestilence, okay? And it's going to spread like wildfire. So it says, is this avian influenza, you see the word, changing to become more transmissible? And yes, the way it's looking, it's certainly showing signs of that, okay? And once it's transmissible amongst humans, all bets are off, okay? It says, how concerned should we be? Here's what we know so far. Let's read. It says, Los Angeles KABC, another foreign worker tests positive for the bird, you know the word, marking the second case in Michigan and the third overall in the U.S. this year. Right, and you didn't hear about this till March, okay? So here it is, June, and that's, pretty much averaging right now, one per month, okay? So it says, so is this avian influenza, you know the word, changing to become more transmissible? How concerned should we be? Here's what we know so far. The latest person who tested positive for the bird, you know the word, is the first to show certain symptoms. And what do these symptoms sound eerily familiar to? That thing that happened back in 2020. Let's see. Cough, congestion, and sore. I'm going to say the word, but I'm going to spell it Throat. Okay? Those are the symptoms that they were saying that people with the C19 were exhibiting, okay? Here it is now, it's back in 2024, and coincidence? I think not, but they saying that these signs are, associated with the bird, the word, okay? And how eerily, similar are they to that what happened back in 2020? Not a coincidence, okay? The other two patients had eye infections. The dairy worker who had direct contact with an infected cow was given antivirals and is now recovering. There is always a possibility that when people have respiratory illness and have symptoms, they can transmit it to other people, said infectious, the word, specialist Dr. Suman. I ain't gonna try to pronounce their last name, with Dignity Health California Hospital Medical Center. She said the new H5n1 variant does not appear to be transmissible among people. And that's the cause for concern, okay? It's not as of right now. But if it gets to that level, hey, it's gonna be a different outcome, or output, okay? And we praying, if it be the Lord's will, that whatever He see fits for His will to be executed upon this earth, that He brings forth it. So if it's this, H5n1, we praying that He brings forth it, okay? If it be the Lord's will. It says, she said the new H5n1 variant does not appear to be transmissible among people. Now you see the optimal word in that paragraph was not appear, okay? It's not saying that it isn't, but it's saying it doesn't seem to appear that way right now, okay? Leaving room for in the future that it could be, okay? Because if this variant wasn't transmissible, they would say flat out that it's not. But they're saying it doesn't seem to appear. Or let me phrase it like they said. She said the new H5n1 variant does not appear. Not being the optimal word along with appear. So it could be, but they haven't done the research, or enough individuals haven't, spread it amongst other people, okay? But this is going into an election year, so anything is on the table for Esau Edom to bring out. It says the Center for, the acronym, the CD, has not reported any cases of human to human spread so far, okay? That's when, all bets are off, man. Once you hear about that first transmission amongst human to human, hey, we there now, okay? The cat's out the bag, ain't no putting it back, okay? You thought that was something that they, stripped you of back in 2020. This time when they shut things down, it's going to be a different outcome, okay? They're not looking to bring things back online unless they got their second phase of their enterprise put into place, okay? Which we know they may use a transitional bridge per se with the CBDC, or they may just come forth outright and come with the mark altogether, okay? So it says, as far as we know, the family members of these infected, see, as far as we know, they're not giving you for certain, okay? They leaving the room of, as a possibility. So it says, as far as we know, the family member of these infected individuals do not have any symptoms, said, I'm going to try to pronounce her last name, Rahar Krishna, okay? So this could be a way, these farm workers, and they could potentially infect those that live in their houses, okay? Spreading the narrative that it's now transmissible amongst humans, all right? And now, hey, that one turned into two, that two turned into three. Next thing you know, it's multiplying, and now, hey, here we go again, 2020 all over, all right? It says the variant has been detected in wild birds across all 50 states. So, so the play is already in position. It's in all 50 states, okay? So once that first human-to-human case is reported, it's not far-fetched to believe that it's going to affect the whole country, because it says what? The variant has been detected in wild birds across all 50 states, okay? So all 50 states have had some form or shape of this variant within the birds, okay? The United States Department of Agriculture announced an ambitious $800 million program to support testing, surveillance, and the development of livestock, you know what, the jabs, okay? So we just watching and seeing how this thing is, transpiring, especially going into these summer months, as they said it may pick up, and then going forth into the, the winter months, fall first and then the winter, right around the time the election campaigns are supposed to be, taking off. We got to see how this thing is going to play out. All right, so we got to be very vigilant and keep an eye out for these things to take off, okay? Because, don't sleep, do not sleep on Esau Edom, man. Although he's giving you entertainment and keeping you occupied, he's doing his due diligence. He's working behind the scenes, okay? He's splicing up these different variants and, genomes to make this thing come true, okay? If this be the will of the Most High, all praises. So let's go get a couple of precepts and let's take it from there. All right, this is the book of 1 Thessalonians. We're going to go to chapter 5 and we're going to jump down to verse 3. Get straight to the point. It says, "For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Right, so this is what they're screaming out right now. There's no need for concern. There's no cause for concern. They're using words like doesn't seem to appear, not yet, or, it hasn't, been transmissible, okay? So they keeping the people at bay with these type of terminologies, not to, upset and to have the people cause for concern until they further, get their plans into position, okay? Now, we already know, we don't know for certain, but the signs are showing that, these migrants that they have allowed to come through the border and flood the, United States are showing signs that they are indeed those troops, okay? You have men that's coming in without families of fighting age, and those are all telltale signs that what? They are here for a specific reason, okay? So they're not gonna, fly in 100,000 troops or whatever, no, because that would be too, that'll be too telltale, okay? They bringing them in through the borders, and because they give you so much, entertainment to occupy you, those that are asleep are not even, those that are asleep are not even aware of that, okay? They just think it is what it is, a migrant crisis border. Not knowing that those migrants are being brought over here for when they shut this place down, okay? And if it be through a pestilence or through the dollar, crashing, or not having an election this year, or a combination of all three plus something else, they're preparing themselves for that, okay? So it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Right. And if you don't have the Most High on your side, you're not going to escape the grasp of Esau Edom, okay? Now this is this is Romans 13 and verse 4. It says, "For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil." Right, so if you ain't in the right spirit and you not, following after the ways of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the Most High has a sword, fitted just for you, okay? And Esau Edom is going to come with it, all right? And how is he going to come with it? He has his troops, these UN troops already over here, okay? That for the most part, our people are unaware of, okay? Why? Because they're too busy, carried away in the ways of this world. When it tells us in Romans the 12, it says, be not conformed, of this world. Let's jump over one chapter and read that. Romans 12 and verse 2. And it reads, and be not conformed to this world. Right. And our people are, for the most part, okay, they are they are entangled with entertainment. They're not watching, keeping an eye for the signs. They are fastly being taken by the NBA finals, the WNBA saga, and the latest, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, and all type of stuff. They're not being occupied with prophecy. So when this thing hits, they're gonna be taken off guard, okay? And they're gonna be, some of the ones that get mowed down by Esau, Edom, okay? So it says what? Romans 13 and 4. For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Right. So, the Most High uses Esau, Edom, for that sword, And if you're not doing good, if you sinning, hey, you can easily get judged, all right? And it's going to be a lot of race wars through Jacob's trouble, man. And if you don't have the Most High on your side, hey, you're going to see Esau, Edom's blessing go get used in those days, man, okay? On you, Jake, you 2/3, you're going to see that sword, okay? You're going to get the experience up close and personal, all right? You're going to see what our forefather Isaac gave, Esau that blessing, that sword, okay? He's going to use it, all right, on you 2/3, okay? So it says, for he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Okay, so you 2/3, you don't want to repent and turn back from your wicked ways, and you want to continue to, wallow in your folly and do evil. Your days are coming to an end, man. Okay, we finna see just how bad you is once the lights go off here in Babylon the Great, and Esau, Edom, he gets to bring out that sword. Okay, and those troops that he's hiring and that he's bringing over here, they ain't gonna have no chill mode. Okay, they don't have anything tied up with this society. Okay, because you may have your American good old boy that don't want to mow down his own people, but hey, these foreign troops, they don't care. Okay, they coming with one thing in mind, all right? That's to execute and take you Jakes out. Okay, now Esau Edom's gonna get he's gonna be getting down too, speaking of the lower class Edomites. But hey, these troops, hey, they coming over here to get them some action as well. All right, especially from you fast haughty women. All right, so hey, keep playing if you want to, and you gonna see. So this is Psalms 91, and let's just jump down to the point. Psalms 91, and I believe it's verse 3. It says, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. Right. So those that have faith and believe, we're going to be delivered from that, whatever it is that Esau wants to use, which is known as the fowler. Okay, whatever snare he wants to use. Okay, if the Most High put it on him to bring forth this, pestilence, okay, we're going to be delivered from that. All right, while the other, 2/3 is sleeping, and they're going to have to go down to Egypt for that, solution, because they don't have any faith. And when they had the opportunity to repent, they didn't. They're going to be, handed over to the fowler and his snare. Okay. Now let's get this in another translation, a translation comparison. Let's go to the NLT. Let's see if Esau want to play right. Okay. This is the NLT. It says, for he will rescue you from every trap and protect you from the deadly disease. Okay. And this could be the disease that, they use to bring forth, all chaos and to make things hectic, okay? Which is this avian H5n1, all right? So this could be very much the card that they use to bring forth to play, all right? So we have to be aware of these things and, keep our eye out and keep watching, okay? Especially, if you are a watchman, you're supposed to watch on your tower. So we reporting this, to keep you aware, all right? So that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and close out with 1 Peter 5 and verse 8, okay? This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. And it reads, be sober, be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Right. And he gives you these things like these sidetrack missions to throw you off, to keep you occupied with things that don't need to be occupied. Like what? We named a couple of them, the NBA finals. What else do you have leading into the summer? The sentencing of Donald Trump. What else? You got the saga that's going on with the WNBA star, Caitlin Clark. What else do you have? You got so many things that's sidetracking people, that's keeping them from actually being aware of what's really going on, the pressing matters at hand, okay? So that's all to be expected, all right? So if you don't, keep an eye out and keep watch, then you going to what? You going to fall for the okie doke, all right? You going to fall for it, all right? And he's not playing this time. He's not playing, to let you go back out, okay? He's playing for keeps this go around, all right? So keep playing until that day come where you no longer have any excuses, and now it's every man for himself, okay? You're going to be delivered by your works, and if you don't have any works, don't expect to be delivered, all right? So this was a update to let you know, hey, although they saying not to worry and not to be, concerned as of now, best and believe when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes. So we got to be on our watch, our look, to know that what? Hey, they could use this and bring forth, this pestilence this summer, this election year, leading into the election. So if it's nothing, okay. But if it's something, we got to keep an eye out and keep looking out for it and reporting on it, okay? Because eventually it's going to get to that point where they say this is the first case of now a human-to-human transmissible variant from human to human, okay? And once that take place, hey, here we go, 2020 all over again, all right? But this time with different this time with different results, a different outcome, all right? So, this is just a reporting, an update. This is the third person this year that has been affected with this H5n1, all right? So with that being said, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.